Mary had a little lamb.
From the classiest radio station on the air, this is...
Welcome to the Black Rabbit's Curse, where every shadow hides a sinister verse. Hear the airs thick with dread and tales of terror twist in your head into the dark unknown, where fear takes root and chills the bone. Beware, dear traveler, for once you're here, the curse may linger year after year. The fall of Humpty Hill, the town that forgot. There is a hill on the far edge of Ashbrook, steep, bald, unnatural. The grass refuses to grow on its slope, and children are warned not to play near it. Locals call it Humpty Hill. They say a man once lived there. They say he fell. They say no one should ever go back up. But legends rot like old eggs, and over time, people forget the fear. They forgot the rhyme, except one. It started like most dumb teenage things do. A dare. Leia, 17, fierce. Her brother Khalil, 16, quiet but brave. And their friend, Morgan, goth vibes, fearless to a fault, decide to sneak up to the top of Humpty Hill on a foggy October night, just to take a photo, just to prove the stories were fake. They parked the car half a mile away and climbed with flashlights. The air grew thick, still. Birds stopped chirping. Even the insects went silent. At the top was a wall, crumbling, ancient, made of smooth gray stone. It carved into a perfect semicircle, like the cracked eggshell. In the center was a low pedestal, and on it, a chair. More like a throne, but wrong. Too tall, legs too long, splinters like bones. And on the throne sat a head, not a body, just a head. A cracked, pale, egg-shaped head with two eyes painted on like porcelain dolls, lips stitched shut with rusty wire. It didn't move, but they all saw it. And that's when Leia whispered, "Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall." Cleo snorted. "Really?" Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. The wind picked up, the fog thickened, all the king's horses and all the king's men. The stitched lips twitch, couldn't put Humpty together again. The wire pops from its mouth. The head smiled. Khalil screamed. The throne groaned. The earth beneath the wall cracks like shell underneath pressure. The hill moved. Not an earthquake. Something was inside it. Leia grabbed Morgan's arm, yanking her from the back of the stone ring, but it was too late. The ground split, and Morgan dropped, swallowing into the hill like a yolk into boiling water. Khalil lunged forward, but the ground sealed shut. Gone. No trace. No scream. Just silence. And the head, now sitting on the wall. No throne, no pedestal. It blinked. It grinned. Then it whispered in a gravely wet voice,
She correct me.
Leia and Cleo bolted down the hill, stumbling in the dark, slick like slime behind them. They heard thuds like massive footsteps, as if something giant was dragging itself out from underground, from beneath the hill. They didn't look back. They didn't need to. They heard the cracking. Leia and Khalil made it home by dawn, dirt-streaked, blood-smeared, trembling. Morgan was gone. The police searched the woods, the hill, the town, nothing. No footprints, no evidence, no throne. They thought it was a runaway case, typical. But Leia knew something had been waiting up there. Something broken. Something trying to be whole again. She started researching deep into the folklore of Ashbrook, digging past nursery rhymes. She found newspaper clippings from 1893. A name, Humpty Dumpty, a porcelain doll maker, obsessive, brilliant, and twisted. He believed souls could be stored in hollow vessels, eggs, dolls, mannequins. He died in a fire. People said he cracked open from the inside, screaming about his yoke. Burned up, buried up at the hill where his workshop once stood. No one ever went back until them. 3 weeks later, Leia started seeing them. Men in black coats, faces smooth like eggs, no eyes, no mouth, standing across the street near her school, at her window. She called at them, "The King's men?" And they were looking for something. One night, Khalil went missing. The front door was wide open. No sign of a struggle. And on his bed was a porcelain egg, painted the 2 brown eyes, and Khalil's smile. Leia ran. She drove back to Humpty Hill alone. The hill was waiting. This time, no fog, no wind, just silence. And the wall, Leia climbed over it. The head was gone, but in the center of the ring was a body now, man-size, porcelain and bone, stitched with hair, covered in fragments of broken eggshells. But the head was missing. The body turned towards her. Its chest cavity opened, empty, and behind her, a voice raps,
"All the king's horses."
Leia turned. Morgan stood there. But it wasn't her, not fully. Her face was too smooth, her arms too stiff, eyes glassy and wide.
"And all the king's men."
Behind her, others rose from the earth, dozens, painted faces, hollow shells.
couldn't put them together again.
Morgan held out something wrapped in silk. Leia's head. Her own face smiling back at her like a porcelain mask. Because the real Leia had cracked that night. Cracked like an egg. And now the yolk inside, the soul, was all that remained. And now we can. The Humphrey body knelt. Place the head gently on its shoulders. It shivered. It stood. And then it grinned. No one dares speak the rhyme anymore in Ashbrook. No one dares to go near the hill. But on quiet nights, if you drive past, you'll see a wall, and sitting on it, a pale figure, still cracking, still watching. And if you say the rhyme aloud, just once, he'll come down, and he'll make you whole again. The story cuts to a YouTube live stream of a couple of ghost hunting influencers at Humpty Hill, mocking the legend. One night, they start to read the rhyme. They don't notice the chat flooding with,
Stop! Don't say it! He's listening!
but it's too late. And behind them, rising over the wall, is a cracked porcelain head, still smiling. The fall. Sit here, heart still racing, eyes wide open. Remember, the terror doesn't end when the video does. You may try to forget, but the shadows have a way of following. The whispers grow louder each night, don't they? So go ahead, close your eyes, if you dare. But know this, you're not alone. Not anymore. But the Black Rabbit's curse has seen you, and it's waiting. So what happens when the lights go out? If you want to find out, make sure you come back. But next time, will you be ready? Sleep well. Or don't.